Do it.
There
Make
we
it
go.
happen. Oh, hey, no, we're live already. Hey, how about that? Welcome everybody, and it's Sunday, and Sci-Fi Sunday even, and it's also Father's Day. And in the tradition of Father's Day, we're gonna salute fathers, and I'm gonna ask everybody, who's your daddy? But first, I am joined here today by my good friend Trenchy, who is potentially not somebody's daddy. Maybe he is. We don't know.
Well,
Spiritually, he's all of our fathers.
Yes, he's wise.
It's a spiritual daddy. And I'm also joined by the notorious Christian, aka Sparky, and the wonderful and charismatic Jen from Jen's Reviews from the Grave. And
why am I the notorious one?
What you? I don't know. I just read it off the prompter.
That's fine. Fair enough.
You killed it.
I'll deal with it in post.
Well, yes. We'll just edit that part out, and that's it. Oh,
No one will ever know.
Never know.
Good God, we're live, pal.
Oh my God, we're live.
So, does anyone else like to fellatiate their baby daddy?
Okay, could you have waited fucking 5 minutes before we get into fellatio?
Well, it's Father's Day. It's Father's Day. You want to show your appreciation because they work hard.
Hey, look, a returning gag from the last watch.
So hopefully none of you out there are getting Father's Day fellatioed, or maybe you are. I don't know. It happens.
It's not like the incest. I would like to make this clear. Not the incest fellatio. Just hey, I appreciate you kind of fellatio. You're a good dad to my babies.
Oh God, you unmuted us.
I guess that's progress.
It is progress. Hello, everyone.
Hello.
Run.
I want to say hi to everyone in the chat. We got Scott Stevens, we got Brian, we got Stephanie, we got that's who we got right now.
Very cool.
There are other people, but I'm not talking. But yeah, so Father's Day, guys. Oh, hey, check it out. We got a newcomer has entered the arena.
Ooh, a new challenger.
We've got Nate,
Nate
the horror boy. Welcome.
Wait, Nate, are you really in the forest?
Watch out for
Hello.
coyotes.
Watch out for
I'm out
wild.
in the woods. I can't hear you guys. I was just wanting to say hi. We're walking a trip.
Hey, yo, what's up?
Oh, he's in the woods. No, go.
God.
He was gonna die again.
Much like my father, he went out for cigarettes in the woods and never came back.
No,
That's what we told you.
yet another Father's Day tradition.
Yeah.
Deadbeat fathers. Woo! They're in the spectrum.
Yeah.
So, speaking of deadbeat fathers, we're talking about fathers in movies, and yeah, quite a few of them are kind of deadbeats. You got Darth Vader over here.
Yeah. He likes the heavy breathing.
Yeah.
The heavy breathing and the absentness from his son's life because of his hatred of sand, if I'm to understand the movies correctly.
That's what I thought. What I took it as well. It's mostly sand.
I like his black satin bed sheets.
Because if you think about it, he was out of his child's life for the entire time his child was living on a planet majorly comprised of sand. But as soon as he's off the planet, they meet again. It was mainly sand, I think.
Yeah, it had to be.
Yeah.
It's coarse and rough.
Once we get the sand out of the relationship, we're all good.
Yeah.
But what are you guys' notorious science fiction horror movie father characters, figures? I don't.
What does father mean to you? You're of all people.
A family portrait, but with one person cut out of it. That's what it means to me. If we're talking for a movie sense, I'm trying to think. I mean, I guess the prime example for like at least horror-wise, since that's like kind of our demographic, would probably be The Stepfather.
Yeah,
would probably be the Stepfather franchise.
He kills his families.
Yeah, he's both a really good dad, at least initially. You know, he's great. He loves his kids. He's wonderful to all that. He's a great stepdad until he murders the entire family. Then he's not so great. But initially, he's pretty good. You know, he's a pretty good dude.
Yeah, and you could like look at that as like the father. Like, there's a lot of pressures on fathers, and we all have the Chevy Chase, like Clark W. Griswold wanting to make. He really is the horror equivalent of Clark W. Griswold because he wants to make a perfect family. And in no family, if you've been in a family, like whether you're as dysfunctional as our family or if you can hide it better, there's always fucked upness in a family. It's just hiding it, right, guys? And so, like, I think it does speak to because it was based on a true story, guys. It actually did happen, and he got away with it for quite a few years. But yeah, The Stepfather is one that is a great example for a horror father. But he does. I wouldn't say he's a deadbeat father. He just is a very strict disciplinarian
who also will murder you.
That's where the disciplinarian comes in.
You know.
And your neighbors. And your neighbors.
Yeah. And your dog.
With the shovel.
Yeah.
And your dog.
And your dog, and you know your other families as well, and then getting into affair if we're going by Three's logic.
Yeah. Well, he has multiple affairs in part 3. He gets an affair with the other woman.
Meg Foster.
He gets in an affair with a wood chipper at the end of the movie. He gets in all sorts of affairs in that movie.
Yeah, but he is would you classify him as the most notorious horror father?
I'm trying to think of any other like super big ones. Like there's a couple of them, but I'm trying to think of any, and that's kind of one that immediately comes to mind, actually.
Yeah. And also another one that comes to mind a little bit is Daddy.
Oh, from People Under the Stairs.
People Under the Stairs. He will dress up. He is a costume father. He will dress up in the leather, and he will call you mommy, even if you're his sister, guys. Even if you're his sister, he'll call you mommy, and he'll beat you. He's more of a disciplinarian than the stepfather, if you think about it, guys.
Leather Daddy is strict, in other words.
Yes, and incest, because there is, like, it's never shown in the movie, but there's implications of incest. The way he looks at her before sister comes into the room, I mean, yeah, of course, it's not technically his daughter, so it's not incest. It's what the Shrieks call emotional incest.
Jesus Christ.
So yeah, there's that. And then real quickly for another, I hope I'm not like hogging this whole thing, but I did want to talk about one other horror father. And this one is kind of a little bit, it's a movie that's very underrated. It's called Wired Shut. It came out last year. And for people, no kidding, for people who come from who have a very dysfunctional relationship with their fathers, I do. I'm a daughter of an alcoholic. And this movie is about that. And much like Mother's Day, people always talk about their great experiences that they've had with a parent, but I like that horror movies represent, like, for people who don't have particularly good relationships with a parent, because it's hard seeing all these memes and happy stories of people with their fathers or mothers on these days. So these movies can be very therapeutic. You can kind of, if you didn't have the Beaver Cleaver kind of childhood, I think that's what horror, bad parents in horror can be very therapeutic for people who did not come from that kind of thing. So there's a positive in that. Horror actually helps. It's therapeutic.
And it's nice because it's a complete turn it on its ear type of thing, because you're used to seeing movies and television with the ideal situations, the wonderful family dinners, and horror movies, they flip that right on its ear. Instead, you got like Texas Chainsaw Massacre, where they've got a woman strapped to a chair and they're all eating in a room full of chicken parts.
Or in part 2, is this what this is about, Junior? SEX?
Oh yeah, the sex. Goddamn Chainsaw 2, I love you.
Also, Scott Stevens brings up another great horror father called from Randy Quaid in his thing of Parents. He's a cannibal father.
He's a cannibal father. A great example of kind of like Ethel was talking about, of like your traditional, like kind of full-on sitcom, like Leave It to Beaver style family.
Literally.
Just they so happen to be cannibalistic murderers.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, the nice thing about that about Randy Quaid is he cooks. He's a father that cooks.
He's not afraid to show his feminine side.
True.
That is true. Not everyone had a beaver cleaver, like I said. I think that helps sometimes.
But it's an interesting plot device, and of course, on the other side of the coin, you have the plot device of fathers in movies, specifically science fiction and horror, where they're not really the bad guy, and they're not really estranged because they want to be. It's circumstances get in the way, you know. Like, of course, you got Farscape, where you've got Dargo from Farscape, who's looking for his son, but he's estranged because he got sent to space jail. Which happens.
Don't you hate it?
It wasn't his fault.
Wasn't his fault. He was falsely accused, sent to space jail, got chained to the wall by his chest. And yeah, that's hardcore, guys. I don't know if you've seen the show, but you know you're in for it when you're chained to the wall by your nipples.
That's
well.
Shut up, or I will hit the mute button. I will go for that mute button.
I think Ethel was purposely setting me up. Like, sometimes you pay, you can, like, or for, like, your birthday. Like, Marty says we might do something like that for my birthday. You're new, Daddy.
Yay, new dad.
Another father that from the bad fathers going to the good fathers. You know what's a great horror dad that will do anything for his daughter, even though he was separated her from birth?
Who?
Old Boy.
I mean, I'd be kind of cryptic because a little bit of that spoilers, but yeah, he does. Yeah, definitely.
He does anything for his daughter.
That's true. That's true.
And he will do that.
No.
Oh, wait a minute.
Yeah.
High five me. I'm pretty proud.
I'm not.
Someone high five me. That was pretty. I thought of that up the old noggin. And no one had my nipples hooked up to
Hey, look, a mute button.
Oh, geez. Trench, did you have a father you'd like to highlight in this little space since we're sort of going around the table?
Well, speaking of horror fathers, you can't forget Chucky. He's a dad.
He's a good dad.
Questionably good dad, but you know.
Well, I like it. I'm not being funny. Actually, in the movies, he is trying. Like, he doesn't. They don't connect. They're not aligned.
Yeah, they're very different on a multitude of levels. But yeah, you do.
He does make the effort.
You do get the sense that he does. His issues with Glenn/Glenda is not because of that. It's just because they aren't the savage killer that he wanted them to be.
Yeah. But he does. But he does love his kid, and he does respect him and accept him for who he is.
Yeah.
Which is what you do as a parent, even if you don't understand their fucking choices at all.
He only tries to kill his son after his son tries to murder him first.
That's true.
That's true.
Yeah, that's true.
And for Chucky, that's pretty good.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah.
I mean, I suppose in that family, that's like, going out for a picnic or something.
Yeah.
And then, poor Glenn or Glenda, he didn't even know his name because, Tiffany kept saying one thing, Chucky kept saying another. It can be quite fracturing.
It's a whole thing. It's a whole thing there.
Yeah. Which, that's one I wouldn't even have thought to highlight because I completely forgot about that. I always forget that there's more movies. I'm like most people. I actually didn't enjoy the movies that came after Bride of Chucky. I kind of felt like that was a good
place to stop.
Yeah, you know, kind of put a pin in it right there. It sums it up nice. It's like, it's not a trilogy. It's a quadrilogy.
That's a good word.
That's fair. I can see that.
The show's really good.
Yeah,
though.
the Chucky TV series is phenomenal.
Yeah, you might want to try that.
I might have to check it out. Is it still free on YouTube?
The first 2 episodes, I think, are still up, and the rest is on Peacock. I don't know if it's the paid or the free version of Peacock.
And you can always get an eye patch and go walk the plank. You know, pirating.
Oh.
Arr!
Armity.
or how would John say it? Your Uncle Torrance?
Yes,
Yes,
your Uncle
yeah,
Torrance
Uncle
might
Torrance.
have a copy.
Yeah.
If you're so inclined to do such a thing, of course, we don't endorse piracy or illegally obtaining. It's the internet, and sometimes these things happen. You know, you might click on something. Hey, what's a torrent? And you might say, "Oh, hey, I know this movie. I wish I could see it. I wonder what this is." It says the movie, and you might click on it, and you might accidentally download a decrypting. But hey, it happens. It's the internet.
It does. It does. Or you could be whipping it out if you have a penis to support, and like your porn, like it spills on the thing and makes the buttons go down, and you get it that way too.
Yes, that as well.
Don't do that.
Agreed.
That's not good for your equipment, the computer or your unit. Don't do that.
Exactly.
No.
Hopefully you had a good talk with Dad about those kind of subjects.
Enough.
Trying to work in the theme here.
Subtle.
Thought so.
So, another father, not a good one, not a bad one, but gotta mention, you'll love this, Jen. But you got Michael Myers. He was a daddy in Halloween 6.
Uncle
Daddy.
Oh, we try to forget about that.
No.
Yes, we do.
No.
Okay, come on. Tell everyone your thoughts of Uncle Daddy
I
Myers.
hate it so much. Like, that's the main reason why I don't like part 6. Like, there's a lot of issues with Halloween 6, but I love the character of Jamie Lloyd, and I hate that that's what we did, how we ended that character's
I'm
arc.
sure it was done very tastefully.
No, it wasn't.
What?
I don't like that. I don't like that at all. Like, Myers having a kid is kind of weird to me as well, but like, whatever, fine. But like, the fact that it's his niece, I don't
Maybe
like
that
it.
makes it harder for him.
No, I don't like it. I don't like
How
it
does
at all.
How does the cult even get Myers to do that? I mean, what did they put him in a candlelit room and put on some Barry White? Like,
See, I imagine they have all that, Ethel, because that's a nice touch. And then they have like a dead corpse and stuff. And maybe he doesn't even penetrate. Maybe it's more like
they do it like a fucking horse where they auto masturbate him and then inject.
Like what the guy couldn't do.
Like what you do with a horse.
Not a horse. I'm trying to connect. Don't breathe. Is it don't?
Don't breathe.
Yeah, don't breathe. You know the
turkey baster.
turkey
It's
baster
like,
scene.
like what you do with a horse.
Yeah, like that. Like they inject her with it. So that's not
Still
as
I
bad.
still don't like it. No.
but
no.
that
Wait,
means
what?
Frenchie, what are you confused about?
Just say Michael and the blind man from Don't Breathe are sharing the turkey baster to impregnate women.
Yes, exactly.
Yeah, that's actually exactly what she said.
So wait, the blind man from Don't Breathe gave Michael a handy and then collected it in the turkey baster. and gave
Okay.
it to the
That's
cult.
awesome.
But Michael's cousin or niece. This is fucked up.
This is fucked up, but admittedly, it's now forever going to be my headcanon that he did get a handy from the blind man. That is now going to be my headcanon.
That's okay. See, then it's really not so bad.
It's still
This,
very
this
bad.
is the point where if I had a bigger budget, I'd have a little button where you could hear Donald Pleasance going, "No, no, Michael, no."
Oh, yeah. I think right now Donald Pleasance is telling us to shut the fuck up about this.
Well, no, I mean he could have the turkey baster thing.
Enough with the turkey baster. Drop it.
Well, if you drop it, then you can't impregnate her.
Newton.
Definitely the turkey baster. Maybe we'll save that for Thanksgiving.
Oh,
No.
yeah! Impregnate your turkeys!
God damn it, dude. God
So
damn
you
it,
got
dude.
I'll
monk.
scream for a turkey.
So is there any way that could have worked? Like if all right, say it wasn't Jamie Lloyd and it was some other person not related to Michael, would that work at all, or is that just way out there?
You kind of need the like. I'm not even being funny here, guys. Like, you kind of almost need the family connection. I know some people don't like the Michael Myers and Jamie.
See, I'm kind of the camp that just him having Michael Myers reproducing is just kind of a weird idea because like Michael Myers is just a straight killing machine. The only thing that he's remotely interested is killing people. He doesn't care about anything else really. He'll do what he'll do. All he likes is killing and the things that help him kill. You know, I don't really think. I guess you could say Michael would be kind of like somewhere on the sexual spectrum. Like I don't think that really crosses his mind more so than just stabbing them with butcher's knives.
That is the sex, basically.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I get that. I don't know if it could work or not. I know a lot of people. It's very divisive, but there are those people that actually really like the idea.
I don't. I'm in the camp that doesn't.
And I mean, I don't know. For me, it was almost better back with the original Halloween, where it wasn't like he's trying to kill his bloodline. It's just he kills around Halloween time because he's fucking crazy and somehow supernatural.
Yeah. And also, like, that's the other thing about 6 that's always bugged me is, like, okay, Myers' whole thing for that trilogy is he wants to eradicate his bloodline. Why does he make more of his bloodline then?
For practice.
Hey, other Kara.
Hey.
Hey, Kara, if you want in, I can drop you the link if you wanted to be in on this.
Welcome. You'd be more than welcome.
Because I bet you got a bunch of, because I know you're just as much of an aficionado. Is that the word we use? We don't say nerd. We say aficionado around here as us.
Yeah, definitely.
Well, as all of them, and then Jen is whatever the fuck I am.
Definitely aficionado.
Pervertinado. That's sexy. I'm a pervertinado.
I'll send her the link. I'll send her the link just in case.
Very cool. Very welcome if you jump on. Trenchy, do you have any other daddies?
I just thought of something weird. Cause Michael has a kid, Freddy has a kid, I think Leatherface has a kid.
Yes, he
Why
does.
why were they giving all the big slasher people kids? Chucky has a kid.
That is a good thing.
But Jason doesn't have a kid.
Yeah, Jason.
Yeah, Jason's like the only one, thank God.
Jason. Yeah, Jason's the. Come to think of it, Jason and. Does Leatherface have a kid?
Yeah, remember in 3.
Right. The girl is implied to be his kid.
Yeah.
That's right.
Yeah,
that's right.
Don't talk back.
Leprechaun doesn't have a kid.
Yeah, he doesn't.
Yeah, no, they don't have a kid
Cool.
either.
Although he wants one.
That's true. Yeah.
They took his wife. He didn't get his wife in part 2.
No, he didn't. No, he didn't.
Yeah, but that is interesting. Oh, that's okay, Kara. I just thought I'd extend the invitation. You know, haven't had you around. We'll get you on eventually, though. I'll get you. You can't escape.
Totally. But, no. Speaking of which, Freddy Krueger had a daughter in Final Nightmare.
Yes, she did. A lot of people do not, and he was actually not a bad dad, for being a pedophile.
No.
Well, see, actually, come to think of it, Final Nightmare have introduced 2 dads. We also get to meet Freddy's dad, who's Alice fucking Cooper.
Yes.
Cooper.
Yes.
But I'm trying to. Yeah, no, he had a kid.
And Alice Cooper was abusive.
Yes, which extended into Krueger. Which, like, Final Friday has a lot of issues. I don't mind. I actually kind of like the idea of Kruger having like a family life. I don't really like how the movie executed, but I thought that was a cool idea that could have been expanded on a bit more.
Yeah, because it's kind of close to real life. Because a lot of serial killers
was seeing Kruger have a family life and like, oh, he's a child murderer, yet he has a kid. It's kind of an interesting thing.
Yeah, because you're literally murdering, but you're trying to bring them up right on one hand.
Mm-hmm.
Make sure they do the right thing. Don't do like Daddy does.
Do what I say, not what I do, kind of thing.
Kind of, yeah.
Yeah, very, very
Which is
cool.
such a cliche.
Yeah.
Yeah, but that is. And why doesn't Jason get a kid?
Okay, like, not to sound like you, but does Jason have genitals anymore, or did they rot off a long time ago?
Well, you can use other things. I mean, it's like necromantic. You can always find something that'll work.
Depending on the
They could clone him. They could clone him
him.
just like in Jurassic Park.
Yeah, okay, maybe they clone him, or maybe like the nano machines from Jason X nano machined a new genitals for him, maybe.
Oh my God, he'd have a shiny metal one if that happened.
That would be okay. Yeah, I'm honestly surprised that wasn't something that happened at the end of Jason X. Honestly,
You know, and some women would really dig that.
oh, there's a lot of women who have a thing for Voorhees.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I thought
no.
Jason was anti-sex. That's why he
true.
killed the people.
Yeah, that's true. He also is a very big fucking abstinence advocate, so maybe it makes sense that he wouldn't have a kid.
Well,
Maybe.
Kara's right. He died as a kid, but he came back when he's adult size. I don't understand that, but I don't. Maybe it's like Power Rangers, where the kid he morphs and then he's an adult.
Oh God.
Are there any Power Rangers fathers?
Well, there isn't any. There isn't any in Power Rangers, but there actually was one that I was going to bring up from a Super Sentai season. It's actually my favorite, being Abba Ranger. The Red Ranger in that series is actually a single father. Granted, technically he's her uncle, but her parents died in a car crash before the show started, and his main character thing is being a single father for her, and it's really cute and wholesome. And
Yeah. There's no incest?
There is no incest in Super Sentai. Come on now.
No! Bad! You go into the corner. You go into the corner and think about what you've done for a moment.
It's a youthful children's show. You don't. I mean, yeah, sure. There's the occasional lewd reference in Super Sentai. I mean, you got that whole thing with in Car Rangers where he's like gonna lick Zanetta's butt, but it's occasional. It's occasional.
Yeah.
It's very cool. And does he love
During the offense, Japan is weird. No offense, Japan.
No offense, Japan, but that's true. Yeah.
Which, hey, that's a good segue right there. Japan. As you can see in the thumbnail, I got Goku and Gohan in the thumbnail. Is Goku a good father, or is he just really reckless and friggin' not there?
I would argue Vegeta's a better father, and he's a villain.
I would also argue Vegeta's a better father than Goku. Goku's a terrible parent.
Yeah, I would say Piccolo's even a better father, and he doesn't even have a kid, technically.
Yeah, I would definitely say, well, like, I always liked that bit in the Cell Games arc where Gohan, like, takes Piccolo's clothes as opposed to Goku's. I actually always really liked that bit. It kind of showed, like, yeah, you're my dad, but the Green Alien Man did raise me way more than you did, because you were busy being dead or training.
Although,
Absolutely.
again, in his defense, though, Piccolo did leave him alone in the wilderness for like almost the entire summer.
Yeah, but you know, he made sure he didn't die.
And some Native Americans do that. Like
Yeah,
in other cultures.
Yeah, that
tribes
actually,
and
that actually is true. Yeah.
Yeah, they'll it's to kind of make them become, go from a child to an adult, and a lot of not just Native Americans, a lot of tribes will do that, and some will watch them to make sure they don't get in.
Piccolo did,
and then there's others that are like, figure it out, kid.
Yeah. But no, I'm with Trench. Yeah, I would definitely say Vegeta was a way better father than Goku was.
A very strict, assholey father, though.
Yeah, but I always got the feeling he did secretly love Trunks.
Well, the thing is, Vegeta wanted to stay around for his family. Like, Vegeta, like, when Goku's like, let's go off and train, Vegeta's like, I have a wife. You have a wife. And Goku's like, who cares? And Vegeta's like, you don't get it.
Yeah, I'm with you, Trent. I definitely would say Vegeta's the better dad. And better husband. Better husband, there's no debate that he's not the better husband.
Oh, yeah, he's always there for Bulma.
Yeah.
Although there are some people that are like horrible like spouses but are really good parents and vice versa.
True, yeah.
And stuff. I'm trying to think. Wiederschmortz. I'm actually going to go to not a perverted thing for once. There was a cartoon that Jake watched when he was a kid. You might have watched it too. He was a villain, but he was real good. He had a teenage daughter. It was the two boys. They were always and their
Phineas and Ferb.
That one, yeah, the Wiederschmortz or whatever. Yes, that dude. He was a villain, but in his private, he was a really good dad.
Yeah.
I like that context of it.
Yeah.
But he actually really loved his daughter and was a good dad. And that's kind of it's a real play because usually the villains are evil and, twist the kid around or not be in the kid's life at all. That was one that actually said, no, I might be a villain, but I love my kid.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah.
I could see that.
How did you bring up a wholesome answer?
I used to sometimes when Jakey wasn't feeling good, he liked to watch those things, and I'd watch a few with him. Another one. Now I'm going to go back to Jen's kind of thing.
Oh, no.
Another great father that is in horror that I do want to talk about, and I'm going to be serious for a minute. Milo from a Serbian film.
Oh, God.
No, I'm not. No, I'm not. Seriously, I am going to be.
Okay, give your reasoning why. I know your reasoning why, but just initially, that sounds pretty bad.
No, he really is like the road to hell is paved with good intentions, but Milo it's a Faustian deal, and he literally all he wants to do is make enough money to make his wife and his son comfortable, a nice life, which I think a lot of fathers can relate to.
Yeah.
And he makes a Faustian. He's a porn guy, but just because he's a porn guy doesn't make him a bad person. And he gets involved with the wrong people to make this very arty. Hi, darling.
Hey, darling. Hey, darling. Hello, Marty.
Aww.
Hello, darling. Hello, darling Marty.
But he makes a Faustian deal with this crazy producer who wants to make newborn porn. And I mean, but the road to hell, and that I think is something fathers can do, because a lot of fathers kind of have to make the choice. Mostly back in the old days, a father's job was basically my big job, paycheck, to bring home a paycheck. That's how I show my love. They don't get, now it's changing a little bit now, but back in even when I was growing up, that was how a dad showed their love, was, paying the bills, making sure roof and food and stuff, and the nice little luxuries in your things. But
Oh no, she's frozen. Dear God. But no, I see what she's saying, talking about bringing home the bacon, which used to be the primary responsibility of the husband-father figure. Yeah, I get that. Trench, did you have any others you'd like to bring up?
Well, there's one from the show Z Nation, Murphy, actually, cause in season 1, Murphy it's weird, cause, he ends up getting someone pregnant. I don't know if it's necessarily by choice. It was weird. It was a weird situation. But he ends up having, because he's got, it's hard to explain, but he ends up having a half zombie, half human baby, and he kind of has to leave it behind with some people he turns into slaves to take care of the baby, because that the group he's with might use the baby for experiments or might see it as a threat and kill it. But he does try to build a new civilization for his kid. It's just complicated.
not the mama.
Yeah, Earl from Dinosaurs. He was a good father.
He was. He didn't. He was another example of a father that didn't really understand his kids, particularly his son, but he did love them.
Yeah.
But getting back to Serbian
Oh
film,
God, yeah, as you were saying.
but he makes a Faustian deal and stuff. But it comes from a good place. And like if there was ever a movie that fit that title, The Road to Hell is Paved with Good Intentions. I whatever people think about that movie, he is a really good dad.
Yeah, Milo is a good person in that movie.
And he's like he loves his son. And I know there's a very uncomfortable son with him watching his own porn with his kid. But it's actually kind of a nice scene in a weird, fucked up sort of way. So. Yeah.
Definitely.
I get that.
What were you going to say?
One, I just dawned on me while we were waiting for our internet to come back on, continuing on the horror trend, but I think I realized who might be the single best father in a horror movie.
Ooh, it's not Milo?
Captain Spaulding.
Yes.
Captain Spaulding from the Firefly trilogy, I would say, is probably the single, best father, because he, genuinely loves the fuck out of his family and his kids, and ribs the hell out of them and gives them a lot of constant shit, but genuinely loves the hell out of them.
And is the patriarch of the family.
Yeah, very much so.
Yeah, that is actually a really good. Well, that is a perfect example of a very dysfunctional family, but it's a very loving family. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Ben brings up a good point. It doesn't have to be a biological father.
Yeah, exactly.
You got Master Splinter from Ninja Turtles. You got to even continue the superhero science fiction side of things. I've recently started watching The Boys again because season 3's out, and you got Butcher, who's not a biological father but is trying to raise Homelander's kid.
Yeah, that's a good example. I haven't seen season 3, but you kind of got an okay dad and Butcher, and then you kind of got Homelander, who's trying to be a good dad, but also kind of a bad dad.
Yeah, he pushed his son off a roof.
He was trying to teach him how to fly, though. He can't help it. He's kind of a sociopath.
That's true.
Who's obsessed with mommy milkies.
Mommy milkies?
Mommy milkies.
Is that like the boob?
It's exactly what you think it is.
Oh, okay.
You need to watch The Boys.
I haven't seen any of it yet.
I'm just happy I finally got someone to say mommy milkies on stream.
Mommy milkies.
Mommy milky. Ooh.
It is essentially an insecure child in Superman's body.
Okay. So this was an appropriate shirt to wear, right?
Very much so. Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
But very good show for an Amazon show. Very good. I'm surprised you haven't seen it at all, Jen.
No, I haven't. I'm bad about watching shows, but I'll get onto it because I've heard a lot of people talk about it. I have a question for everyone. Who do you think is the absolute worst father? And it doesn't have to be in any particular genre. Who is the absolute worst father that you've ever come across in any sort of medium?
That's tough.
Yeah.
That is tough.
Because there's a lot of really terrible fathers.
Yeah. There's so many choices.
I would say Found Father, but then you have that one scene where he's watching the movie. The Father in Found is one, but there are some scenes there where
that's a shade of gray one.
Yeah.
God damn. Is it Goku? No, it's not Goku.
No, God, he means
He's not that bad.
Godzilla's
Godzilla's a good father, though. Godzilla's a good father.
Yeah, he teaches his son how to fire atomic breath.
Yeah.
I'll go where a comment from Marty. Or wait, are you saying UK and not US? I don't know the UK one.
I haven't seen it.
Because the US one does try. The US version of Frank Gallagher, does he use his kids and call CPS on them? Yes. But he does care in a weird way. Like when Lip's girlfriend sexually assaulted him he did not care that he was sexually assaulted or that he was underage, but that he wouldn't have a relationship with her because she was dating his son, and then he let his son pee on him. He's a weird dad, but he does try. And when Debbie was passed out on the table because she had frostbite on her toes and was trying to cut it off and she passed out, he chopped off her toes for her so she didn't have to go to the hospital.
I weirdly understand the rationality there.
Frailty. Ben brought up Frailty.
That's a really good choice, actually. Yeah, Bill Paxton and Frailty is probably might be the choice because that is very much a story of both like religious as well as a father like corrupting youth.
Well, it depends on how you look at it, because I've heard some people say he's not a bad dad.
No, he's a total piece of shit who's just corrupting and fucking trying to make duplicates of himself with his children. No, but yeah, no, definitely Frailty's a very good choice.
Yeah, it kind of is. I'm
and just a very good movie that I highly recommend. Hasn't seen it.
How about the scientist in Splice? He had sex with his mutant kid.
He did have sex with his mutant kid. Oh god, yeah, you're right, he did. Okay, yeah.
That's
yeah,
pretty
maybe
bad.
Yeah. But it's his mutant. Do mutants count?
Do mutants count?
Do the Ninja Are you saying the Ninja Turtles don't count as people?
I suppose you have a point.
Yeah.
It's in the name, huh? Yeah. A family that kills together. Yeah, sometimes. Like there's loyalty and stuff. Like if you murdered someone or your brother, I wouldn't call the cops and probably give you guys alibis.
That's nice.
And Marty too. But that's just a mother's love, I think.
Yeah.
Can fathers love their children as much as mothers do? I know it's a controversial thing.
Absolutely, I think they can.
Because I was thinking here, I have an easier time talking about mothers, whether being really
good. Well, you can relate easier because you have more of an experience as a mother.
Well, I kind of had to be a father in some aspects too.
Well, that's true, but traditionally, you know.
Yeah, I get what you mean. I get what you mean.
You had to sit Christian down for the big talk, explain it all to him.
Shit, I haven't done that
yet! Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah. That's true. That's true. That's a bad father. The world is filled with father. Why don't fathers get the same amount as mothers? Because it's a harder job. Do you think? Is that controversial to say?
I don't know. I'm just sitting here like, at least in horror, there's definitely a focus on mother figures as opposed to father figures in horror and sci-fi as well. I can think of a couple, but I'm having trouble thinking of something.
My two dads.
That sitcom?
Yes, my two dads. I can't remember the names of the dudes, but yeah, my two dads. They both loved their daughter.
Yeah.
They didn't know which one was actually the daddy, but they were their dads, so there's
I'm just thinking it must have been impossible for them to go out to a restaurant as a family and not be mistaken for a gay couple.
Yeah.
That's true.
I'm sure
especially with Paul Reiser.
Yeah, that's right. No one ever talks about that show.
Wait, Paul Reiser was one of the dads in that show? Okay, Ethel's right about that, yeah.
Is Paul Reiser gay?
No, but, oh god,
no,
the goat dad.
Oh god damn it, Marty!
No, not the goat dad.
Okay.
Goat dads are awesome because they're goats.
This is true, but Goat Dad comes out of fucking nowhere in that movie.
Well, we're getting a sequel. In fairness to Marty, we are getting a sequel about Goat Dad. So, for those should we explain what Lamb is?
Lamb is a movie in which a Norwegian farm couple have a child that is half human, half lamb. And then, spoilers, the movie ends with revealing that there's a half human, half lamb goat man who comes back to take his kid. There's other stuff that happens, but yeah, that's
a gist.
thing. And there's Goat Dad, and he comes out of nowhere.
Literally, that's how he has a kid.
Oh God, Goat Dad.
He didn't wear a rubber.
Oh God.
Damn it.
Like Marty, he's the one who brought it up.
So go Dad for the win.
Goat Dad for the win.
Goat Dad for the win. Oh God. Okay, this is I'm talking about the character, not the actor that played this character.
Oh no, this is gonna be bad.
But what about Bill Cosby? As Dr. Huxtable.
No.
As Dr. Huxtable. I am not talking about the actor.
No.
Well, wait, is that even a That's not sci-fi, though.
That's not sci-fi or horror, really.
Well, I thought we were being more looser, just bringing up all kinds of deals.
Oh yeah, you're right. It could be we could talk about anything, really. But yeah,
so Dr. Hux, because he was America's dad.
And he was Ghost Dad. He was Ghost.
Okay, yeah, there we go. He was Ghost Dad.
Doesn't somebody pee on him in the movie?
Yeah, somebody. Look, a lot of weird. Ghost Dad is a very weird fucking movie. Like, there's a lot of shit in that movie. Like, there's just a random
directed by, they call him Mr. Tibbs Poitier.
Yeah, directed by Sidney Poitier. But like there's just a random Satanist taxi driver in that movie. It's weird. It's
played by the guy that Arnold. It was Arnold's neighbor in Home Alone.
Yeah. It's a weird movie. Yeah.
But was he like? And can you separate? Can you love a father that like was good to you, maybe, but did horrific things?
Because it's Bill Cosby.
I'm not saying Bill Cosby. I'm saying Dr. Huxtable. We're doing a thing on dads. I feel like we shouldn't brush it under the rug.
It's Bill Cosby.
Imagine seeing Ghost Dad in the theater. Ooh.
Yeah.
You get your popcorn ready and. Well, there it is. Then the pee scene comes up.
You think he was trying to tell people something there?
I don't know. I don't know. Oh yeah, Ben, that's a really good one. The dad from the Trick or Treat. That's first segment in Trick or Treats. Yeah, that one. That's actually is a really good choice because that's another one kind of like the father from Frailty, where he's kind of grooming his child to become a serial killer as well. But it's way more wholesome and sweet in that movie's instance. It's not really shown with the cynicism or the darkness that Frailty did.
Yeah.
All right. Well, here's a question. Swerving back to the land of television. The dad in Supernatural, is he a good dad or is he a bad dad for making his kids go on a quest for revenge against a yellow-eyed demon?
I never watched it. I mean,
it's complicated because one, we find out that it wasn't even John that started it. It was Mary. Mary used to be a hunter, and she's the one that, she used to be a hunter, and then they met, and then John got his mind erased, and then Mary died because of that, because the yellow-eyed demon didn't like her because she was a hunter. And then John found out, oh, there's such thing as hunting. I'm going to hunt them because he had forgot that already existed. But then we find out he's part of that their family's part of a secret organization called the Men of Letters, who were technically hunters from like way back in the ages. So it was kind of inevitable that they would become hunters anyways. It's complicated.
Wow, a lot happened in Supernatural after I stopped watching. Holy shit.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, and plus we found out that God was technically fucking around with them the whole time. So technically, God might be the worst father in that show.
I mean, yeah, technically, I would say in a lot of sense, yeah. Yeah, no, okay, yeah, I definitely, a lot happened after I stopped watching Supernatural. Holy shit.
I never watched it.
Oh, and now they're making a prequel show that is rewriting history again, so I don't know.
Awesome.
So wait, how many seasons was that? Was that 12 seasons or was that magic number 13?
I think like 15. There was a lot, maybe 14.
Oh,
yeah,
that was a lot.
15 or 16 seasons of Supernatural.
I was trying to catch up. I was trying to catch up because I had stopped somewhere around like maybe season 10 or 11. But then I saw how many box sets I had to buy, and I'm like, well, I bought one or two, and then I'm like, I don't have time for this right now, and I'll come back to you.
Ethel, good for you. It is ended. But bad news is there is a spin-off series, but I would probably just ignore that because, like I said, they're kind of rewriting history.
Well,
I
I'm
don't.
gonna have to get it eventually because I have the anime and I'm gonna have the whole thing eventually. So I'll end up having to get the spin-off because I got the anime. If that makes any sense.
Wait, when was there a supernatural anime? When did I miss this?
Oh, in the
Yeah.
early 2000s or whatever, maybe
Oh.
2010.
I completely missed that. Okay, I stopped watching Supernatural around like season 8 or 9, and then I watched the Scooby-Doo crossover episode, and that was it. That's all. I stopped around season 9 or so, and then I
Yeah,
watched
they did like a whole season animated, but I think it was like only 6 or 7 episodes. I have it on DVD over there.
Oh, okay. I completely missed that, or it happened after I stopped watching.
Yeah, because I would say Castiel's probably the best dad on that show. But Lucifer wasn't too bad. I think Lucifer was a better dad than God. No offense to the Christians or going off of the show.
Rick Grimes?
Yeah,
Oh,
don't crucify us for that comment.
we know
He
you love
wasn't
Chris.
a perfect dad, but he tried.
Yeah.
Rick Grimes in The Walking Dead. Yeah. Trash brings that up. Yeah.
Yeah.
I haven't
Better
watched
than
that
in the TV
either.
I stopped very early on Walking Dead. I dropped it way before most people did.
Carl.
Earl.
Carl.
Carl.
The Terminator and T2 a good dad? That's a good question.
That's a
Yeah.
good point, yeah. That definitely would be like a found dad, but yeah.
Because they're shades of gray.
Yeah, that definitely would be like a found dad, but yeah, no, definitely Terminator.
He would
Yeah,
be a
well,
completely opposite.
He's there for John, and it's like Sarah's inner monologue. He'll never hit him, never show up drunk, never disappointed. Yeah.
Yeah, I didn't even think of Terminator. Yeah, that's a really good choice, Marty.
Yeah, that is. My dog.
And he will not kill people if John asks him to. He only maimed them.
Yeah.
But I think that's just a sign of a good parent if you will murder for your kids.
Okay.
I think that's a very good sign of a parent.
Okay.
But murder is bad, Jen. No, murder is
No.
bad. It is
Murder's
wrong to
bad.
kill.
It's wrong to kill, and especially say you're down to murder someone on a public live stream that can be documented and used as evidence later on in the future.
Well, I get too confuddled, but I mean, if someone fucked with one of my kids, they're
Again,
dead.
can be used as evidence in a later court date, sweetie.
I don't fucking care. Let them come for me.
We didn't do anything wrong.
Oh, you good, Marty? We miss you, but I understand the pressures of work. It's believe me, I understand.
Yeah.
I'm doing 65 hours up in here.
Yeah, my.
But yeah, I know you good.
Andy Griffith was a good dad. And listen to the show. Although I read a story that said he wasn't that good of a dad in real life, but on the show he was.
That's
They said
cool.
Don Knotts was a good father, though.
That's cool. What does that have to do with Sci-Fi horror?
Because we're not just doing sci-fi. I'm just trying to think of people.
Think of one that isn't from a sitcom.
Fuck you.
What was Jackie Coogan a good dad in Space Children? I mean, he didn't get his daughter a properly sized swimsuit. That wasn't good parenting.
Nope.
Dick
Dear
Van
God.
Dyke. Who doesn't love Dick Van Dyke?
Is he a father?
I love Dick. He was America's father. Now that was really America's dad.
Is he a father?
He never raped anyone either.
No, that too, yeah.
He's just like I love. He was on that murder show, Diagnosis Murder. I think he had a daughter on that show. So yeah, I don't think
Okay.
they had children on the Dick Van Dyke show.
Yeah, I was
though.
gonna say.
Oh, here's one, and Trench, this will be one I know you'll be able to weigh in because you've seen it. Is Angel a good dad from the TV show Angel? Is he a good dad?
Oh yeah. Shit, right.
He tries.
Yeah.
I'd say he's pretty good dad. He cares about Caleb. I mean, it is an adjustment when your kid grows up from a baby to like a teenager in a hell dimension, but that beside he does try with Caleb.
Yeah.
But that's
He does
Connor.
his best. Oh, yeah, it is Connor. Wait a minute, who is Caleb? My
Wait, yeah,
bad.
I also. Is this a
Caleb
Mandela
was.
thing? I also
Was it-
thought it was Caleb.
Wasn't Caleb the demon hunter that raised him in the hell dimension?
Oh,
Yeah, okay, yeah, you're right, Ethel. Yeah, Caleb was the demon hunter. Yeah.
my bad.
No, you good. But yeah, I don't know. Well, he cuts his kid's head off, but I mean, he sort of has no choice. But they brings
Uh,
it back, so I mean, that's kind of nice. It makes him not remember being evil. And his kid did sort of have it coming. I mean, he did fuck his girlfriend, so that's not cool.
Yeah.
Can you forgive a father if they fuck your fiance?
That's such a weirdly specific
I watched
question.
an episode of SVU and it's about
Oh my god.
fathers.
Sure. I guess.
Like, could you forgive,
Well, that'd be a hell of a way for him to come back into my life.
well,
Now
hey,
you've been gone for
Angel.
20 Wow, you've been gone for
Oh,
20
my
years.
bad, Christian.
Oh, no, you're good. I was just saying, wow, you came back. You've been gone for nearly 22 years, and you came back to fuck my fiance. That seems about right for you.
It's an odd decision.
You know.
Bill Cosby hit his kids with a pillowcase full of oranges not to leave bruises.
Wasn't that, he said Bing Crosby, not Bill. That's Bing Crosby. God, you need sleep. Go ahead, Trent. You were saying?
Well, thinking about it, Buffy and Angel have like a few surrogate fathers, both good and bad, because you got like the Watchers and Giles. I would consider a good father figure for Buffy, but like then you have Wesley, who's not really a good father figure for Faith. Well, you could argue that he did his best, but
Yeah, I'm definitely with you on
yeah.
Charles, yeah.
Well, Wesley was sort of a screw up. That was sort of his
Yeah.
deal. Was he wasn't.
Yeah.
It's not that he was a bad father because he was an asshole. He was just sort of a screw up.
yeah, no, I like Wesley. I like him, and I like how he redeems himself in Angel, and him and Faith come to an understanding. But I just found that universe does have a lot of fires, because then you have the evil robot dad as well, or I think he's a robot.
Yeah.
Oh,
You
yeah.
got the robot stepfather.
Yeah. I forgot about that.
I'm still on the Bill Cosby
That's
thing.
nice.
I
Continue
fucked
on
up.
that. Just keep thinking about that. Sweetie. Just keep thinking about oranges.
And what is I was gonna say Giles was definitely a good dad, a good surrogate father, because like he took care of her. He tried to protect her from things that would hurt her, even though that was her job, was to fight things that was gonna hurt her.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Great
He
choice.
doesn't, like, when he doesn't want her to find out that he's a demon, and he tries to fix it on his own
Yeah.
with Spike.
Which is a funny episode.
That's a
Definitely
really good
classic.
episode, actually. Yeah.
But
Wonderful.
yeah. Trying to swerve back into another one. I thought I had one, but I don't have one. There's more. There's more. It's sometimes you get lost. This is why I usually take notes so I don't get derailed.
What about Star Trek? Are there any notable fathers in Star Trek?
Oh yeah, absolutely. You got Spock's dad, Sarek,
Yep.
who, he can't show a lot of emotions towards his son, but there's love there because he respects and is somewhat proud of his Starfleet son.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, maybe not a little emotionally a distant father, but that doesn't mean they don't love you. It just means it's hard to show emotion.
Well, they're not allowed to because they're Vulcans. But he's got to have some emotional ability because he did marry an Earth woman. And, let's face it, we're the most emotional type of people.
This is true. What is that supposed to mean? You don't love me.
Okay.
Bill Cosby, I'm still on
Enough
that.
for Bill Cosby. Can we please get off of Bill Cosby?
I could say that.
It's usually people want Bill Cosby to get off of them, so it's kind
Thank
of
you.
special, though.
But Tish.
Thank you. Why is it okay? We're okay when Ethel does
That
it.
one was clever. I'm sorry.
Oh, well, fuck you then. I'm gonna go drop you off at the pharmacy. You can wait for him tomorrow.
Batman's technically a father.
Batman has many children, and for all of them, you can argue if he's a good dad or not. It depends.
Well, isn't he a father figure to Robin?
Yeah, there's a lot of Robins.
Father figure to Robin. Some might say a kind of a father figure to Batgirl, which is why it's very wrong in the Killing Joke with what happens there.
We don't talk about the animated Killing Joke. That thing did not happen.
I thought y'all loved that one.
The animated version adds a thing. No, we don't know.
Is it an incestual thing?
Well, no, but they do a thing. We don't talk about the animated Killing Joke movie.
Okay.
Jen, Batman and Batgirl have sex on a building top.
Oh! That's cool!
Oh.
And in this universe's timeline, Batman has known Batgirl since she was a little girl.
Yeah.
Hey, Marty brings up one that I can't believe I forgot to bring up, but Cisco, he's the very protective father figure, and he initially he doesn't let Jake hang out with Nog as he considers Ferengi's trailer trash, which is very, very true. I never thought of it that way, but yeah, it is sort of a euphemism for you're not going to let your kid hang out with those low rent trailer park kids down the street. Come on, you're a Cisco. You're better than that.
That's true. That is a trope that parents do.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. I don't let you. You're too good for everybody.
Okay.
Because you came out of my loins.
Okay.
Happy Father's Day, everyone.
But actually, that's a very good example of a good sci-fi dad would be Cisco, because he protects his son, he cares about his son, but eventually, as he grows older, he does give him the freedom to make his own decisions and make his own mistakes, which is what a good father does.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Yeah, definitely.
Oh, you guys haven't seen Deep Space Nine, have you?
Actually, it's the only Star Trek I've seen a little bit of, but I don't think I saw any episodes where Cisco had a kid, or at least I think it was mentioned, but I don't think I saw them yet.
It's one of the better spin-offs. I really enjoyed Deep Space.
I've enjoyed that. I've seen maybe 4 or 5 episodes of it. It's been pretty good.
Now that's a good question.
Well, he tolerated Wesley, whereas most people would just blow him out an airlock. So, yeah,
I don't mind Wesley.
Even I know how hated of a character Wesley is.
I don't mind. I guess I'm in the thing. Yeah, Data was a pet father. Yeah, Data was awesome.
He had Spot, and he loved that cat as much as an android with no emotions can.
Yeah.
Although he does get emotions in Star Trek Generations, and then weeps when he's reunited with Spot after the Enterprise crashes into the planet that looks suspiciously like Earth.
Huh. Funny that. Very cool.
What?
Fry.
Doesn't Q have a child?
Yes, Q
I've
does have
seen
a
a
child.
clip of Q with a baby before. I didn't know if he just took that baby from somewhere or if it was his child. I didn't see the episode. I just saw a clip of it.
Yeah, it was an episode of Star Trek Voyager where Q comes onto Voyager to woo Janeway because he decides that he wants to have a kid. So he wants to make love to Janeway and reproduce with her. And of course she wants nothing to do with it because she's not into Q because he's an eccentric weirdo. And then we find out that Q had a girlfriend and they call her Miss Q.
Yep.
Okay then.
And then they end up having sex, which for Q's just means they go like this. Boop, all E.T. style. And then bam, she's pregnant.
It's not a very good way to have sex, if you ask me.
Goddamn Star Trek.
It's efficient.
Yeah.
I like it a little dirtier than that myself. Fluids and sweat and all of that. Hair pulling. Hickeys.
Goodbye, Pop Pop.
Stuff else in my...
Love you, darling.
I don't.
That's right, they did. They queued right out.
God damn it.
Oh. Grandpa Sawyer.
Yeah, Grandpa Sawyer.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, here's a question. I always forget. I know it's been confirmed in like stuff, but was Drayton supposed to be Leatherface's father? Was the cook supposed to be their father as well?
It's different.
I know part 2 goes with that idea, but I always forget if that's the case in the first movie. If the cook was supposed to be Leatherface and the hitchhiker's brother.
I always took it that they were,
Mhm.
but I don't know if I'm correct in that assumption. But that's how I always took it.
Yeah.
But was he a good father?
The cook. Yeah, I'd say in part 2, yes, I'd say he's a good father in part 2, and first film, yeah, kinda, sorta.
He's mellowed into.
The Sawyers are fucked up, but yeah.
Technology is our friend, though. That was an Uncle Bill.
Yeah.
Oh, here's another one. Is Mitch Buchanan in Baywatch a good father?
He's a father?
Yeah, he's got
that man has children.
Yeah, he's a single father. He's got his son Hobie, who he always instructs to stay away from the pier and finish your junior lifeguard training.
He named his kid Hobie?
Yeah.
You were this close.
God damn it, Baywatch.
Sheriff White, too. Yeah.
Yeah, the sheriff from the remakes.
Which Baywatch definitely fits into the theme of the channel because it's science fiction. A secret science fiction show that we don't know about right away, but secret science fiction.
It's sci-fi,
It's
definitely.
totally sci-fi.
Definitely is sci-fi. And horror if we include Baywatch Nights.
Yeah, that's true.
It's like Baywatch, but at night. Ooh.
And with random monsters.
And at night.
And at night.
At night.
At night.
Can't forget the night.
That's the best time to have sex.
Okay.
So we got that. All right, how about, well, obviously a terrible father because he's trying to raise an army of killer alien children. But Species 2, you've got the astronaut from Species 2. He's a terrible father.
He's a very terrible father, yeah.
But kids!
Fuckers setting up franchises.
The most evil thing you can imagine. Sequel bait.
He does technically love kids.
He loves creating kids so he can have an army, yeah. Wouldn't say he loves.
Yeah.
I don't think he personally cares about any of them particularly, though.
And then because of those kids, we got stuck with 2 really bad movies.
Yeah.
That's true.
Yeah.
Which shameless plug, but we did a Sci-Fi Sunday on Species. So if you go back and you look at the playlist for Sci-Fi Sunday, it's right there and you can watch it.
Ooh.
If for all your species questions, all those burning hunks of love questions.
I don't know why this one came into my brain, but I think it's because I saw it on your VHS tape shelf over there. What about Lestat and the other dude from Interview with a Vampire and Claudia? Would they be considered? They're surrogate fathers to her.
Yeah. And see what that happens is they take her from her dead mother's corpse,
Yeah.
and raise her, and she's about to die, and so they kill her to make her live.
Yeah.
Probably Brad Pitt is more. Well, it's weird because there's a love. Like Claudia wants to bang Brad Pitt.
Wait, where did you get that idea?
No, she's in love with Brad Pitt, and there's an incestual undertone there.
I never got
Lestat
that.
loved her like as Lestat was. He loved her, but he thought of her as a pupil, like a prodigy kind of thing.
Yeah, that I did get. I never got the
Yeah,
thing between Brad.
No.
and again with that context.
No.
That, but I never got that feeling.
Yeah. I'm not saying Brad Pitt wanted to fuck her. It was more Claudia.
I never got that. Okay.
Yeah.
I always thought Claudia just saw him as a friend or a father and just wanted him to herself, but not in a sexual way.
I took
No,
it.
there was a sec. It was everything. He kind of they're vampires. Rules don't apply to them.
What are you saying about
Lestat was definitely attracted to Louis. Like, I'll give Lestat, like, he definitely was. But I never got that from Claudia. But maybe I'm missing something. I don't know. Hopefully not.
Hopefully, yeah.
No, I just always got that there was a little not from so much Brad Pitt, but from Louis, but from Claudia. Yeah, watch a couple of those scenes, particularly the scene where she tells him she's found another like caretaker, like mother figure. Well, listen to that dialogue again sometime. You'll hear it.
I'll take a look. One other, and I'm surprised that you haven't mentioned him yet. Horror Retrospective mentioned Louis, and which made me think of Lewis, which makes me think of Pet Cemetery.
Oh, yeah, Lewis. Yes. Okay, Lewis Creed is a loving father. There's no doubt about that. But sometimes, can you love something or someone too much?
Mm-hmm.
Yes. The definition of crazy is doing the same thing over and over again and expecting different results. That is what Lewis does. He is so wrapped up in his grief. He is literally willing to go through hell to bring his son back from the dead. And after he's seen the consequences of his actions, he is still willing to do the same thing with his wife, telling himself the white little lie, it'll work this time because she just died. Like that is a father, but that is a flawed father because there's a question of can you love something or someone too much? And he does love them, but it is a very, it's not a bad thing necessarily, but it can be. So, but yeah, Trenchy, you love the movie as well. Would you say Lewis Creed is a good father?
He tries. I mean, he tries his best, but like you said, grief is very powerful, so it kind of overtakes him. And even when he's putting down Gage, he's crying and stuff. Like, he feels sad. Because earlier, he's mad. You could see the difference from when he kills the cat. When he kills the cat, he's kind of letting off steam. He's mad. He's kind of taking out his frustrations on the cat. Like, you kind of started this by dying. And then, later with Gage, he kind of feels sad. And even when, it is kind of shitty to kind of, risk bringing the undead mother back to life when you have a daughter that you need to be there for, but he wasn't thinking straight, so we give him a pass.
Not fair.
Not fair.
Because Judd brings that up. Your son is very much dead, Lewis, but your daughter is very much alive. Yeah. That is
You
a
still got one, Lewis.
that is a wonderful book. That is a wonderful book and movie. And like, I don't care what anyone says, the 1989 one is just a fucking fantastic movie.
Oh yes, way better than the remake.
Yes.
Here's
Yeah.
another horror one we overlooked, and this would be like the surrogate father, sort of, kind of, maybe not father. I don't know. It's complicated. Hellraiser, Frank, terrible.
Oh, Uncle
Awful.
Frank. Yeah.
Frank.
Uncle Frank. Yeah, terrible. Very terrible.
Come to daddy.
Oh,
Come to daddy.
yeah.
But he's all like
fucking
pulled
love
apart.
That's my favorite part of that whole. One of my favorite bits in that whole movie is where
Jesus wept.
is that line "Jesus wept" right before he gets torn apart. It just both actors who portray Frank after he gets into the actual father's like skin.
Yeah.
I love how both actors just make Frank the most vile and disgusting human you can possibly imagine.
Yes, you did mention him earlier.
Yeah, no, Frank, Uncle Frank would definitely be a very good one.
Totally
not
why
a
we
good-
circled back to it.
Terrible person.
Although, strangely, I'm kind of like Julia. I wouldn't mind sitting on his lap.
Oh, incredibly
Oh my god.
He's incredibly hot.
I'm not saying if I was his daughter or niece, but you know.
No, he is incredibly hot, though. I will agree with you on that. He is incredibly good looking.
No, but he's an asshole.
Yeah,
That's attractive.
he is a terrible, scummy person. But like, come on, Ethel. That one bit when Julia's having the flashback and
He's in the
he's
rain.
leaning in the doorway in the rain. Tell me he isn't kind of attractive there.
Fuckable is the word you're looking
Yeah,
for.
you can definitely see it. You can definitely see why Julia would be like, I'm gonna murder like 20 men for this fucking sleep with this guy again.
I'd do it if it was Marty.
Yeah.
I'd do it without thinking twice. Hell, I'd do it for a plane ticket.
That's Jesus Christ. What's another one?
I'm
Oh,
glad you brought up Lewis.
Oh, go ahead.
there's the dad from Pumpkinhead.
Oh,
Yes!
Ed Hardy. Oh, yes.
Lance Hendrickson.
Yeah, that's another great. It's kind of like Lewis of like what a father, the grief that he will go through in order to like not really. In that case, not even get his kid back, but just get
Just
revenge.
revenge.
He just wants revenge so terribly for what they did to his boy. Yeah, no, that's a great choice actually.
Do you think, though, that there was some selfishness in him? Because you could make the argument if he truly loved his son, he wouldn't care about the vengeance. Or you could also make the argument because he loved his son so much, vengeance was almost a key point. You can look at that as
It's definitely a thing of like, yeah, he wanted vengeance, and he grew up hearing legends of Pumpkinhead, and that was the thing around those parts. So definitely, he was like, no, just sheer blind rage of him, just like, I need it. I need revenge. They took my boy from me.
Yeah.
If I do it myself, the cops might figure it out, but they ain't gonna do nothing if it's Pumpkinhead.
Yeah.
Yeah, definitely.
Do you think he was a bad dad or a good dad?
He was an incredibly good father. No, like he was an incredibly good father. Just overall, just a really great character. I think it's my favorite Lance Hendrickson performance. I love him in that movie.
Yeah, it is. That's a great choice, Trenchy. I'm surprised me or Christian didn't think of it. That's a great choice.
The brought up Pet Cemetery made me think of it because it's kind of the same thing but different.
Very similar. Another kind of going back to when we were talking about Krueger and a lot of them, of like another sort of slasher character that for some reason we gave him a kid for the sequels. In this case, we gave him a whole family. Belial from Basket Case.
That's a brother. Well, he did.
No, he has family. He has a kid in the third movie. He has a whole family.
He's a good father. I like Belial.
Actually, yeah, Belial is a good father.
Yeah, he accepts and loves his children, which is really a good parent. Doesn't matter if you're a mother or father. That's just a parent thing in general. Yeah, Belial is a good, and he's a cute little fucker.
He is cute. You're not wrong about that.
In his little basket with his little family.
Yeah.
He needed a family.
Sorry, I was away, guys. That was I had an important thing I had to answer. It was important.
You're okay.
I'm still here, and I was listening because I heard you guys talk about Pumpkinhead, and I'm like, oh, of course, Pumpkinhead. I didn't mean to overlook Pumpkinhead. Whole reason he exists.
Yep.
It's a great movie. Great movie. Although I still say, out of all the crazy grief-stricken fathers, Louis Creed, you can't take that away.
Probably, yeah, that's the like de facto one of them all.
For sure. But
That's a good one, Scott.
Shining, yeah, Jack Torrance.
yeah, a good father for the most part.
A shade of gray, father. He did. Now, granted, alcohol. Again, this is a very interesting one. Alcoholic father, and the alcoholics are selfish, and you might love your family, but you love the bottle more in most cases. And in the book, it doesn't come out. I don't remember if it does in the movie, but in the book, it talks about how he.
No, that's in the movie.
Yeah, how
he broke Danny's arm.
Yeah, and stuff.
Yeah, that's in the movie.
Yeah, sad. That's a sad case because there is love, but it's mixed with madness and other diseases as well.
Mhm.
Alcohol.
I always forget he broke Danny's arm, but yeah, he did, didn't he?
Yeah, he did.
Yeah.
He didn't mean to. He was mad and he jerked the kid, and stronger than you. I think he was like 4 or 5 in the novel and stuff.
He was a little older in the movie, but yeah.
And they snaps his arm and stuff. And Wendy said if that ever happened again, which I never. That was the one thing about Wendy I didn't like, because if it had been one of my kids, he would have been lucky if I didn't fucking kill him the first time.
Yeah.
But it's very true to life, though. That sort of thing happens a lot in life. The mother will give another chance and another chance and another chance, and it's just like, bitch, how many chances are we gonna give this guy?
Yeah, exactly.
That's true. That's very
Zero.
True. That's very true.
0. And you're lucky if I don't fucking kill you. But that's just Jen.
She'll cut ya.
Or if you're too bigger than me, that movie, the movie of the week, I think with Farrah Fawcett, The Burning Bed, where she got him drunk, waited till he was asleep, and then set him on fire.
Why do you remember that movie?
Because I always thought that
movie is. That's not the first time I've heard you bring up that movie. That
because
NBC movie of the week.
Because because if you're being a woman, you guys might be stronger. So I'm like, okay, use your head, and that was an example of her using her head.
Yeah, trauma does strange things to people. That's true.
That is true. That is true.
Yeah.
All right, so we got them. Did Pet Cemetery. We did. I feel like I'm forgetting a big one here, and it's bugging me. That I'm my finger.
I keep thinking I'm forgetting some, and I can't think.
I'm trying to think here myself. Okay, this isn't a horror movie, and it's probably I'm the only one that's going to remember it. I know it's not the big one you guys are thinking, but it is an interesting one because it shows a father doing a bad thing to help his son. Before Liam Neeson and before and after, because he tells his kid shut up. He thinks he doesn't ask his kid if he murdered the person or not. He's like, I don't want to fucking know. He covers up evidence because he thinks it's going to help his kid and stuff. And that's a good example. Is that a good father? Because he's doing something good for his kid, but it's actually bad.
Yeah, definitely.
I know that's not the big one but that's a good example.
It's an okay example, yeah.
I love that movie.
Another good father from a science fiction comedy. The dad from Teen Wolf, good father, helping his guy out.
Good father.
Yeah. Was there for his kid, yeah.
And I like how the kid's freaking out, and then he opens the door.
Yeah.
That's a good.
Yeah, that's actually a good point. Yeah, because you definitely get the feeling like the father would be like had that planned out for like years and just was waiting for the time.
Well, in the movie earlier on, he keeps trying to talk to him, and he just blows him off.
Yeah, definitely. Actually, that's actually a really good choice.
And that scene is great because you don't expect that to happen. Because he's like, Scott Stevens, you open this door right now, or is this your father? And then he does, and he's a werewolf too. How about that?
Yeah, crazy.
Sometimes they do understand better than you think.
Mr. Brooks.
Mr. Brooks?
Mm-hmm.
What about Mr. Brooks?
Kara brought him.
What is Mr. Brooks?
Yeah.
The Kevin Costner one.
Oh.
I think there was a kid in that one, or am I thinking of a different one?
I have no idea.
Am I thinking of a different one?
I don't know.
Which one are you talking about, because the only one I can think of is the Kevin Costner one. I might be wrong, though. I'm probably wrong. I'm always wrong.
Nicolas Cage and Mom and Dad. Yeah, that's a fun one as well, too. Yeah.
Yeah, and Lance Hendrickson.
And Lance, yeah, you get two dads in that one. You get both like actual dad trying to kill his kids, and then the dad of that dad trying to kill his kid.
I was in the war. I love that.
War.
I love that line.
Yeah, Mom and Dad is a great one.
I know this is gonna piss you off, but the reason I love that movie so much is
Lance
because
Hendrickson.
yeah,
Yeah, Nate's not dead.
He
He
wasn't eaten
wasn't eaten.
by coyotes.
Yay. That is the one Cara was talking about.
Oh, you were gonna bring up the.
It's not really sci-fi though. It's not really
Which,
sci-fi.
but Ethel said it's
Yeah, I guess
open
so.
to-
Tony Soprano I think is a great example, maybe the best example for a TV film there, from a TV show, because like he's both like Tony Soprano's a terrible person, but he genuinely loves the hell of his family, and I think it shows best in my favorite episode of the series, which is College, which is where he's taking his daughter to scout for schools while also seeing someone who went into witness protection that he has to whack off. I think that really shows the duality of Tony Soprano as a character is his family.
Actually, bringing up The Sopranos, there's another one involving Meadow too that I always go to just because I love this scene where one, and it's not even that bad. One of the gangsters makes a lewd comment to Meadow, and like Meadow accidentally tells her mother. The mother tells Tony, and I love how the scene plays out because Tony just kind of is listening, but he doesn't say a fucking word. And then, like literally, the next thing he's out the fucking door, and the audience knows this guy is fucking dead.
He's fucked up.
Yeah,
that's our.
And Tony goes and beats the ever living fuck out of the guy.
That's a really
and one of the other gangsters goes, "Don't do it!
Yeah.
Stay the fuck!" And he has the gun. Stay the fuck out of this.
Yeah.
That is a really good dad. I know it's a fucked up dad moment, but I'm like, oh my god, I wish I had a dad like that.
Really good. Again, that's another encompassing moment of Tony Soprano as a character.
Yeah.
You wouldn't be rude, Nate. You can stop back in if you want.
Totally.
But
Yeah.
no, Tony Soprano, that's another good one.
And I also like this, not to interrupt anyone, but I also, we're just talking about Meadow, because he kind of knows what his, I'm going to say it, and it might be an unpopular, I fucking hate AJ. Like, AJ is a little fucking pussy, and like, Tony knows it. I mean, he loves his kid, but deep down he knows that he's a little bitch, and he tries to keep him out of the life, because he knows, there's a scene with Melfi, he goes, AJ, he'd never make it.
He'd never make it, but he thinks Meadow could, even though he wants her to not be a part of it. He wants her to have a better life.
But there's a part of him that's proud.
That knows that Meadow totally could run it.
Yeah.
Totally run the business.
Yeah, and that's an interesting thing because when there's more than one children, he loves both of his kids. He doesn't treat them differently in that way, but he's also
He knows his kids very well.
Yeah, he knows what he's got, and I think part of him is a little ashamed of AJ because AJ is. Yeah, I don't like AJ. Not to get off on a Sopranos thing, but it's just interesting because 2 kids.
Yeah.
So, hey, you know what? There's the father from Lost in Space.
Oh yeah.
Is he a good dad? Who brings your family out into the middle of the cold, icy blackness of space to go search for another planet to live on? I guess he does.
That wasn't that great of an idea, but I guess his logic was like he wouldn't get to see his family for an incredibly long time if not, but that probably wasn't too good of an idea.
In hindsight,
it was probably a terrible idea to bring him along.
So, devoted father, maybe bad decision maker, maybe not a
I would
bad
say so. Yeah, I'd say
Although-
good father just doesn't think things through.
Although he does send his teenage daughter to be with the young pilot who's around the same age, who's obviously very into Judy, and he does send his son Will to be with the strange older man who is kind of effeminate and kind of maybe a little bit too interested in Will. I don't know. I'm not saying that Dr. Smith is gonna do that, but I don't know if I'd send him
Feel
to be
comfortable?
Yeah,
I don't
that's
know.
a fair point. Honestly.
You know-
Yeah.
And he does let Penny play by herself a lot, maybe way too much out in the wilderness.
I would still argue he's a good father, just very doesn't think things through that well. He needs to think things a little more intensely.
It's like,
But
here, Don, you go off with my young teenage daughter, who's vastly approaching maturity, and Will, you go off with this older man who's sort of mincing, and Penny, go play by yourself with this space monkey.
Yeah.
Yeah, okay, you might have a point there.
What about you love this? Well, you don't love this movie, but you love giving me hell. What about Bruce Willis in Armageddon? He's a father.
He is a father. He doesn't want to close his eyes or fall asleep.
Oh, God damn it.
He doesn't want to miss a thing.
He doesn't want to miss a thing.
I hate you all. I fucking hate that song.
Yeah, he's a father.
He's a good. I mean, he's a single dad
He's
raising
single
a
dad,
daughter,
raising
and
a kid, and
Ben Affleck wants. It's Ben Affleck, right?
Yeah,
That
it's
wants to
Ben
fuck his
Affleck.
daughter.
Yeah, and he sacrifices
Steven
himself.
Tyler's daughter.
He sacrifices himself at the end so that they can go get married. Yeah. Yeah. I guess he'd be a good father, and he really doesn't want to miss a thing. Because even when he dreams of you, the sweetest dream he ever dreamed, he still misses you, baby. And he doesn't want to miss a thing. He doesn't want to fall asleep.
I'm sorry I brought that up.
You really should be.
I really am.
Do you ever wonder if pink is his favorite color?
Oh, God damn it.
What's the color of love?
I actually like that song.
I hate pink so much.
I know you do.
Now that's an Aerosmith song I hate. It's so gross.
It's no falling in love is so hard on your
It's
knees.
so like no. I hate the way he says pink.
It doesn't
It's a
make
vagina.
you want to, Christian. It doesn't make you want to wrap someone up in rubber.
No, and I hate the way Steven Tyler enunciates pink. I hate it. It makes me very uncomfortable. I don't like the way.
Because you think he's gonna say pussy.
No, well, yeah, but there's that. But no, I don't like the way Steven Tyler
Pink
enunciates.
pussy.
Oh,
Like
Christian.
a pink fresh.
Oh, Christian, you're so jaded.
God damn.
Jaded.
God fucking damn it.
Nice, Ethel.
God damn it.
Virtual high five.
I'm sorry. I'm sorry, guys. I'll get a grip.
Let's just make that joke. Fuck. God damn it. I'm going on a permanent vacation.
Oh, God damn it.
What is happening?
Christian, get back here. You're living on the edge.
I'm living on the edge.
If I catch you having love in an elevator.
I'm gonna go change my name to Jamie and get my gun.
Oh, God damn it. It references Aerosmith song references.
Angel, man, Angel. That's all I got is Angel.
It's too bad. It's too bad we don't have Marty here, but he's probably busy playing with the toys in the attic.
Yeah. Or he might be asleep, so he might be dreaming on. I did not expect he would get this far of doing Aerosmith shit. Fuck. Put the toys in the attic. God damn it.
Hey, next thing we need to hear is Jen talking about the big 10-inch.
Oh, God damn it.
I forgot that's a song they made.
Well, usually you see commercials on dudes that look like ladies.
God. God damn it.
All right, guys, come on, walk this way, and let's talk about something else.
Walk this way.
Damn it.
You guys are just going a little crazy over this subject.
Oh my god! We need to stop.
All right, enough. Finito.
Any more of this? Any more of this, and I'm gonna be crying.
God, can we wrap this up? I'm getting hungry. I gotta go eat the rich. God damn it. Okay.
Daddies!
Okay, that's it. Yes, daddies. God
Dear
damn.
God. Why are they so referenceable? Damn it.
Fuck.
The Daddy Oh, Scott brings up a great one.
The Dad and Dolores Claiborne.
Yes.
Tell the audience why that's such a great one. Well, I know why that's a great one. I'm just giving you a segue.
Oh, okay. Well, if I'm taking up too much.
No. Do your same old song and dance.
Fuck. All right, Scott is right. The Dad and Dolores Claiborne, he is a foul piece of shit. Not only is he a pedophile to his daughter, not only does he destroy. I know in the books or in the movie it doesn't talk about this, but in the books he has 2 other sons, and one of the sons he destroys in every way possible, and the other, as Dolores Claiborne brings out in the book, but the one that scares him the most is probably their other son who wants to be just like his dad and stuff. And he also beats the shit out of Dolores Claiborne. But he's manipulative. He sees that his daughter has a tender heart, and to kind of groom her, he presents himself in a not true light to get sympathy because she has a tender heart, and he uses that to get into her pants, literally.
Yeah.
And I know people who've heard me say this, but I always say that I love the book Dolores Claiborne so much, but my one problem with it, with Mr. King, is when Dolores exacts her revenge, she feels guilty because she thinks her husband died immediately, and she feels guilty because he doesn't die right away. It takes him a while, and she feels guilty that he suffered pain. And I always want to tell Mr. King, oh no, he's a fucking pedophile, he's a fucking child abuser, he fucking emotionally manipulates his kids. That fucker, she shouldn't have tried to hurt, she should have tried to come up with a way to fucking hurt him. I would have.
So what you're saying is you would have thrown him like a rag doll.
But I mean, that it could be one of the worst dads ever, because and that's the only problem.
That's a very good choice, actually. Yeah, that actually might be really good example of like the worst dad ever.
Because there's not one time where you're like he's a good person in the whole book. He's just a piece of shit all the way through. Dolores has one nice memory when they were kids, but he's still a piece of shit. So yeah, that's actually a really good one, Scott. And the actor in the movie played that poor actor he played a pedophile like 3 or 4 different times in his career. He was really good at it, but boy, that poor actor got typecast for a pedophile, because there was a couple other movies where he played pedophiles too.
It's got to be the worst thing to get typecast as.
The thing is, he was really good at it. He was a brilliant actor, but he was really good at it.
Oh no.
I'm not being I'm legitimately, he was a brilliant actor, but he really was good at it, because he played it a few other times.
Yeah.
All right, well, here, a safer subject. One Trench can really get into, because I know he likes these series of movies. How about Star-Lord's dad? Also, Baywatch connection, because David Hasselhoff.
Oh, he's pure evil. His dad's pure evil. He goes around like having children with all these women just to try to use them as a power source so he can make more versions of himself and consume the universe.
Yeah.
Ultimate evil.
I get that.
And then my bad, okay.
No, go ahead, Trench. Go ahead. You're probably going to say what I'm going to say.
And then he's so unself-aware of his plan that while trying to groom his child to help him do the plan, he ends up telling him that he purposely put a tumor inside his mother to kill her because he was falling in love with her and it was getting in the way of his plan.
Yeah, that's actually one of my favorite. That's actually the thing that makes me love Guardians 2 more than the first film. I actually really love that sequence when he's talking to Star-Lord, and then just you have that sudden thing of wait, what? And then he just starts opening fire on him immediately as soon as he hears that.
Arguably, Yondu's a better dad. Yes, Yondu was trafficking children for Egon, but he did end up keeping Star Lord, even though he tortured him and called him mean names and was very mean to him and used him to steal stuff. He still saved his life because he did kind of care about him, and he sacrificed himself in the end to save his life.
And he never ate him.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Also, he's Mary Poppins, y'all.
I don't understand.
You need to see. You would like the Guardians movies. They're done by James Gunn, so
Okay.
they're very much in the same ilk as the Suicide Squad. Yeah, you'd like them. Oh, Trenchy, that actually made me. I don't know what, but going back to another one. The Repo Man from Genetic Opera.
Ooh.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. Would he be? Would we say he's a good father? He cares deeply about Shiloh, but
Ada Gray.
Yeah.
kind of a shade of gray, I suppose.
Like you said
have to
before, he's kind of got the Jekyll and Hyde thing going on.
Yeah. He does have there's the half of him who genuinely just cares about his daughter immensely, but also he also just really loves killing people and also kind of manipulating his daughter, gaslighting her into thinking she has a disease that she doesn't, just to keep her close.
I think most parents, mothers and fathers, kind of fall into the shades of gray. Like most of us, we love our kids and we got some great attributes and then we got some less than great. I think you have to be really a fucking saint or a fucking piece of shit to fall in the other two categories.
Absolute.
Yeah, I think most of us would fall in the shit. Some more on one side or the other, but I think we're all shades of gray.
That's fair.
I will say he's better than Roddy, or is it Roddy?
Yeah, Roddy Largo. Yeah, I would definitely say.
Yeah.
Roddy hates all of his children.
Yeah, so geez, guys, I don't know. Have we I think we've covered everything, haven't we? Or is
I
there
feel
anything
like-
we're leaving out?
I can't. Nothing really comes to mind. I think we've hit most of the major ones, at least.
Definitely all the bases. Trench, can you think of anything we've missed out on?
Probably one last one is the sheriff from Jaws. He had children.
Oh yeah, Martin Brody.
Martin Brody.
Yeah, that's a good one. He was a pretty good dad, wouldn't you say?
Yeah, and he was trying to keep his son out of the water, and he knows the sharks out there, and he's in the boat. That was a great scene because he's looking through the book on the sharks, and he's looking at all like the mutilated limbs and the pictures and depictions of sharks throughout history and paintings and whatnot, where they're like eating through boats and stuff. And like his wife's there, and she's like, "He's not gonna go in the water after yesterday. He's in a boat. He's safe. He's in a boat." And then she starts looking at the book as he's sitting there thinking, and she sees that picture of the shark biting a hole in the boat. She's like, "You don't get out of the water now. You listen to your father."
Yeah, that's a really good.
That is a good scene.
Great scene.
He nearly fries himself to save his kids in the second one.
Yeah.
Oh, hello, Chumpkins.
He's dead. He died. Well, he's dead by Jaws with the revenge.
I know.
He died out of fear of the shark coming back
Yeah.
again, which did happen.
The fear of it
True.
killed him. Chumpkins, why are you making me disappear?
Chumpkins.
Aw.
Ghost cat.
Ghost kitty.
He's a cutie.
He's such a good boy.
He's majestic.
He is majestic.
Aw.
Mommy. Make me mother.
He's like, I want attention. But you're making me disappear. Over here. You're making me disappear. Stop making me disappear. You sit down,
Yeah,
you hugger. But yeah, no, great one to bring up, and I should have thought of that one. Jeez, I like Jaws. Jaws is a great movie.
That's pretty good.
I have one more.
Oh God, what is your? Please make it something not horrible.
Maybe next time.
Okay.
Sleepaway Camp Father, because he does cast a father, even though he's not in her life that much. He cast a big shadow because of what happens, and we all have the whole homoerotic
The fact that he was gay.
Yeah. And stuff. So there's a lot there, and you know you can I think that does, even if they're not in our lives. Sometimes because they're not in our lives, they cast a bigger shadow than if they are in our lives. So yeah.
Okay. I can see that one, I suppose. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. Everyone else is really good with me. It's like, oh, all right.
He makes a solid impact.
What do I have? One last one since everyone else is close as one extra. Okay, I'll throw this one in. Granted, I don't think any of the movies or the show appearances of this character have ever mentioned the fact that he has a child. But certain comic runs, like the New 52 era of him, and I believe he still has one in Rebirth. John Constantine, the Mad Magician, has a child in the comic books that he cares very deeply for. And actually, one of my favorite things it's an alternate universe story, but in Injustice, I love how they utilize Constantine in that, because basically the whole thing. Batman comes to him, is like, you are one of the very few people I can think of that could actually help me defeat Superman, and he's like, yeah, I got you, got a great deal going on. And by the end of that storyline, it's revealed, oh no, he was just tricking everyone, including Trigon, the Lord of Hell, just so he could get his kid safe, just so he could have his own little pocket dimension to keep his kid safe, because he doesn't want his daughter growing up in this world anymore.
And screw over Superman in the process.
Yes, and fuck over Superman.
That sounds like it was more of a bonus.
It's bonus, yes. It's mostly about his kid, but he also really loves fucking over Superman.
So definitely a good one to mention. Yeah, I don't have any more. If you guys are comfortable, I think we should start closing it out. I'm ready to round this thing down or wind it down.
Sounds good to me.
So yeah, if anybody else watching has any ideas or ones we missed, things you think we missed, leave it in the comments. Say it now, forever hold your peace if you're in the chat. But
I brought up the Cosby people.
Enough. No more. No more.
Winding things
I
down.
have like 20 more songs if I need to.
Winding things down as I often do. I'm going to start by going around the room and asking people what they got going on, and I will start with the person to my left. Trench. What's going on, buddy? What's next?
Well, for videos, nothing at the moment. I'll just things will happen when they happen. But I'll be on the Friday stream, and I guess I'll be hosting the Sunday stream on Sunday. So it will probably be bad, but we'll see what happens.
It'll be terrific.
It won't be bad, Tracy. You're hosting it. It'll be awesome.
It'll be wonderful. Everybody will be excited to see.
I'll be there.
Legends will be told of the monument that is your stream.
If you need any incest stuff, I'm your girl.
No more incest. God.
Oh dear God. And on that incestuous declaration, Christian, what's next from the grave? Ooh.
Incest.
No incest from the grave. No, we are tomorrow. Our review, our Tell Us the Crypt video for the week will be going up tomorrow. We just put up our answers to Sean Erskind's John Carpenter tag. Have a couple reviews coming out.
Just business as usual.
Pretty much the average stuff. Couple new movie reviews, reviewed a couple older movies, Tales from the Crypt, the usual stuff.
Yeah, got some new, got some old, all that. And then we will also be there on Friday night where we're doing Sheebies.
Ooh,
Is it Sheebies?
Y'all better go vote and vote for Sheebies to make sure it wins.
Do we want Sheebies to win?
I want Sheebies to win. Sheebies.
We got one more week to find out, and this will be the Friday that we'll find out. And we'll know finally the voting what will happen.
Yeah.
But yeah, so check out Jen's reviews from the grave. They got stuff coming up. There's always shenanigans going on there. Always something happening.
Incest.
Incest. No incest. Stop that.
No incest.
There'll be your fair deal of gems over there. You know, Jen and Christian, they're always chipping away at the stone. But as for me, this was the Sci-Fi Sunday. This Friday, we'll be doing Watch Along, as previously mentioned. You can vote for it by going over to my Twitter or my Instagram, but you know, vote for it on Twitter anyway at _Ethel_Cross_, and then you can vote for it, and you pick the movie. God damn it, you pick the movie. You pick She Beast this week, and next week we'll watch Galaxy Invader, all right? Or vice versa.
Oh God!
Either choice is good.
No!
You gotta do it because it'll be fun. You'll love it.
No Galaxy.
And you can show your support and show your likings for these sorts of things if you're so inclined by hitting the thumbs up button and leaving a little comment and let me know encouragement. Or you could show your dislike, your utter hatred, the deep well of loathing that you have for the content that I make. You just hate it. Just want to scratch my eyes out. Give me the thumbs down. Leave a little nasty comment. Hey, constructive criticism or destructive criticism.
On the internet,
I can take it. I can take it. And if you're a sex bot, please leave your dirty, nasty, sexy links right down there in the chat. I know people want to click on them. I know you want to steal some information and maybe deposit some viruses deep inside the bowels of people's computers.
Boy.
Hey, it happens.
Yeah.
You gotta do what
impregnate the computer with them.
It's just it's
Like
sex bots doing sex bot things. You gotta do what you do. And if you like this content and you like seeing these videos and you want to be notified every time, you could subscribe. You could hit my bell, ring my bell, give me a little tap in the bell, and you get a notification. You'll know every time this is happening, and you'll always be in the know. And you can also follow me on Twitter or Instagram and talk to me. I'll talk back. I always do. I'm very chatty. Yeah. So with that being said, I want to thank everybody that was here. We had oh boy, did we have people. We had Scott Stevens. We had Kara from Horror Retrospectives. We had Kara from Master of Fear. We had Ben Grimm. We had Brian, the Kubrick lover. We had we had Trash Picture Show, Barney Trash Picture Show. We had Nate the Horror Boy. We had fucking Jesus Christ, who didn't we have?
We had Jesus Christ in chat. He rose and returned to Earth just to come to this stream.
He heard about
Quite cool of Big J.
We had Gerald the StreamYard duck telling us live viewer comments show up in StreamYard. We had my pal Stephanie. She was in there watching along, telling us what's going on. Yeah. Thank all those people, and I thank all the people who were just watching, breathing heavy in the back. Thank you, appreciate that. And thank you to anybody. And thank you to anybody watching this in the future or in the past, somewhere deep within the realm of possibilities. Come back again, y'all, and check out my good friend Trenchy, Soulless Trenchcoat, and my good pals Jen and Christian from Jen's of Useless Grave. I'm gonna keep pointing like this. It looks like I'm pointing at my chest, but I'm trying to point at them. Check them out. Check these out too. With that being said, I will see you guys Friday, and I will see you guys next Sunday over on Trenchy's channel, where we're gonna talk about I don't know. It's gonna be it'll be the instead of Sci-Fi Sunday, it'll be Soulless Sunday on the Soulless Trenchcoat with Trenchy. So it'll be crazy. And yeah.
Oh my bad. I don't even know what we're talking about.
It'll be
No.
oh my god.
No.
We don't know. It'll be baby goats. Who knows? But yeah. Thank you all for watching, and I'll see you guys next time. Adios.